Microsoft Office 2007 moment. Dude, for me, my Microsoft Office 2007 moment is that I genuinely wish we still had. I would take any of it. I would take Windows XP. I would take Windows Vista. I would take any of it. Fucking maybe not 7, you know? Everything is so bad now. Everything has been so enshittified. Why do no search engines work anymore? Well, I know the reason why. You know, guys, okay, to younger members of my audience, are you aware of the fact that it used to be that if you typed a word into your search engine on your computer, like the taskbar, whatever the um, it would instantly bring up every single file that had that name, no matter where it was nested? Did you know that? Like nowadays, you can have like I don't know, Zoom on your computer installed as a program in the app files, and type Zoom into the search bar and it won't show up. Instead, it'll ask you if you want to do a Bing search for Zoom or whatever. But it used to be you would type up Zoom, and at the top would be the exe, and then it would be like the supplementary files, and then it would be every single file on your computer that had Zoom anywhere in the description or in the tags or in the name. Instantly. It would happen instantly on my old Macintosh back when I was a little kid. And every computer that I had since, up until 2015, 2016, I don't know when exactly the shift was, but at some point, I just remember searching for something and I didn't get the result that I expected. I knew there was a file with the correct name. It didn't show up, and since then it's just been like no one uses it anymore. I don't know what it's like with Macintosh computers anymore. Do Macintosh computers have a functioning search? I haven't had a Mac in a very long time. Yes, they do. That's so fucked up. I might, now that basically all programs work fine between Mac and PC because of all the like supplementary so on and so forth. I wonder if I'll ever switch back to a Mac just because Mac isn't filled with shitty fucking bloatware the way that PCs are. I understand that if you know how to build a computer, which I do, like not well, but I do, it's infinitely more cost effective. Apple is super overpriced, so on and so on. I understand. I would never argue against any of those points. But if you have disposable income, the fact that a Macintosh computer just functions and you don't have to deal with all of the insane bloatware and the driver and the everything, I don't know. I'm just yapping. I'm just really mad about the search function thing. Based, Benjamin. Yeah, I'm not a Linux guy. Listen, Linux is great if you are willing to be a hobbyist about your computer. For me, there are clearly things I enjoy being a hobbyist over, like, for example, clothing. I'll finagle with clothing. But for me, a computer is a tool that I use. Admittedly, it's one that I use quite often, but I have no interest in and derive no satisfaction from customizing my computer. I want to build it and then I want it to work, and I don't want to do anything to it ever again. I just want to play the games and use it to, you know, can do my streams and stuff. And that's it, you know? I don't think there's anything morally right or wrong about that. I just think that's my preference, and I don't think Linux is for me. You don't need to be a hobbyist for Linux anymore. In fairness, that's what they said 5 years ago. That you might be telling the truth, but Linux users have been saying that for as long as Linux has been around. So now I don't trust you people. Okay, listen to these comments that people are right. Okay, listen to this. Okay, listen to this shit. Okay, Linux Mint is good and there's a lot of support for it. It's fairly user friendly. Use Linux Mint. There are a few Linux distros that aren't too finagly, but they're pretty targeted to specific users. Even for gaming, Proton runs everything. There are Linux distros like Bazite, for example, designed to cater for those who desire more. You'll hate this, but LLMs make it way easier to figure out Linux. Linux has actually gotten pretty close to Mac now, but it's still fucky. Bazite Linux was made for people like you. Please just give it a try. Have you tried Linux in the past 5 years? I'm just reading your comments. I'm not even saying anything. This is the problem with bringing up Linux. If you're a Linux user and you don't understand what's funny about the list of messages that I just read out, then that's the problem, basically. If you ask how to install something and somebody says it depends, it's over. Yeah, literally. Like they don't understand the level of simplicity that I'm asking for here. With a Macintosh, you literally buy it, bring it home, you turn it on. With a PC, you have to build a PC if you're building a PC, right? And then there's the OS you have to install. But after that, for the most part, it pretty much, you know, you've got your system, you know? With Linux, it's like, okay, well, what do you want? You know, I don't know what I want, man. I'm stupid. It's fine. Linux users are the vegans of computers. That's true. Dude, it's so easy to go vegan these days. Yeah, like basically every good food has butter in it, but you can find non-butter alternatives at 3 specific bakeries and stores and stuff in your city. And also, if you're willing to buy more expensive variants of the groceries that you already get that don't taste as good but are healthier for you, yeah, you're gonna have to like rethink every meal you've ever had for your entire life. Like all the comfort meals you've enjoyed in the past, all those are off the table now. You know, it's easy, man. It's easy. Like just don't lie to me. Admit that it's hard, and then I'll consider it, I guess. But if you lie to me, I feel like you're patronizing me. Yeah, every time you go out with your friends, you're gonna have to be considered as like an additional option. Like there will be like 17 good restaurants that everyone will be really excited for, and then after everyone else gets excited, they'll all look at you and they'll go, "Oh yeah, do they have any vegan options?" They'll be like, "I think the French fries, maybe." And then it'll take 20 minutes long. Listen, it's super easy. It's super easy. It is super easy in Portland, though. Yeah, definitely easier. You can look how energized chat is right now. We're talking, we're spitting straight bullshit right now, and a bunch of people right now are defending Linux and the concept of Linux like they're a fucking samurai bound by the Bushido code. You know, Jesus Christ. Look, I'm not hating. I've done the same thing with clothes. I'm not hating, and I'm calling you autistic. You can't say everything is autistic right now. You guys are being the autistic ones. I'm being the allistic one. You're mixing. You're reducing the term to meaninglessness. In this case, I am not being the autistic one. Often I am, but in this case, I am not. You have to use these terms appropriately, okay? I tried Linux and had a problem. Folks literally just said, "Oh, don't worry, just write your own driver. It's easy." Listen, man, okay? You just have to. It's just a bit of Googling these days, okay? There's YouTube tutorials for it, okay? Come on, come on. My litmus test is if I need to do anything on my computer and anybody suggests that I go to GitHub, I'm ignoring you. That right there is my like, nope, I'm not. That's my limit right there. If I'm at any point directed to GitHub, that's my walkout. Where's the download button? Can I be real with you? I still haven't figured that out. I don't know what the you're supposed to do on GitHub. I don't get it. People are like, just run the program here, and then they link me to the GitHub, and I see a comment section and a bunch of links. Where's the big flashing red download button with like a down arrow, you know? If they don't put that shit on there, how the fuck am I supposed to figure it out? There's a green little button, then they should make it bigger. On the top right, I'm pretty sure I've seen GitHub pages with no download button. Isn't that when they don't compile it? Isn't it when you don't compile it, you can't download it? Just copy the repository link. That's me Kobeing your suggestion, okay? I'm tossing the paper in the wastebasket. Just can dip the balls in the soy sauce. It's weird that your dedication is measured by how much you're willing to stomach lack of function. No, it's that if there aren't really clear guidelines on how to do something, then it's easy to make mistakes and get really frustrated. That's all. Like you know that like sewing together your own outfit's really easy, right? You literally just have to find a block pattern, buy the fabric, cut it, then stitch it. And then it's like, oh, that's super simple. Why hasn't everyone done that? Have you ever tried? A million things can go wrong, man. What happens if the thread snags in the sewing machine? Like it's one of those things where like I respect the subject enough to not believe that I can just dip my toes into it and like get it right, you know? Which is which I would consider to be like a good attribute of mine, you know? I don't take lightly the knowledge of others. But you know, I mean, if you think that's me being lazy, it's good to talk about this stuff so we all know that we're not alone.